Welcome back to Toga Motorsport, everyone, on this lovely Friday night. We are here at Circuit of the Americas for the final round of the World Tour Season 4. A track that, to be honest, is never really included in sim racing all that much, but good to see it as we follow along with. We just started in qualifying, as usual, and we've just watched our championship leader. Callum Jones looking to tie the championship, start his first flying lap of the night. So we've got a good championship battle coming in tonight. And let me just pull up the standings. Yes. So we have a four-way fight for the championship. Let me just double check. Yes. So Callum Jones in P1 and 89 points. Elias Fernando in P2 and 87 points. Matt Townsend and 84 points. I'm not sure Matt Townsend will be showing up. Um, if not, then it's only a three-way battle, but still plenty of time for him to show up. And Marcin Banya on 83 points. So these four drivers are well in the hunt for the championship. Uh, Score points, there's not a massive difference. It's a 1 point difference per position. The big difference, however, is the fastest lap is worth 5 points. All the drivers will know that and will be making sure that they go for that fastest lap. Um, so it's going to be interesting tonight. Callum wants to secure that championship, and he has at least two contenders hunting him down to try and take it off him at the last hurdle in that Mustang. No, welcome in. This is, as I say, final round of the championship. It's been a great championship so far. Some great racing, a lot of good drivers. Everything's been going swimmingly. Unfortunately, not as many drivers showing up for the finale as there was at the start of the championship. Probably partially due to it being COTA. Not a lot of people like the track, which is kind of sad because I actually do like the track. But each their own. Everyone is different. As there you go, Callum Jones spent a 2:05.842, goes pole or provisional pole by 8/1000ths of a second. That is close up there at the front. Um, Callum taking the fastest first sector. The fastest second sector goes to Banya in P2, and the fastest third sector goes to Lehman in P3. With Fernando, he's a second behind the provisional pole, but he is 7 tenths up on his lap, coming down the fast back straight into, I believe this is sector 3 now. Yes, it is. That big braking zone for sector 3 in that black and green Fernando Racing McLaren. So Fernando definitely not out of the hunt here for this one. He's coming through this tight, twisty, technical sequence of corners. He's about 9 tenths up on his lap. He needs to find a second. 1.1 seconds will secure provisional pole for the McLaren driver, who is, remember, only 2 points behind Callum. Really chasing that win. And they're not the only ones fighting for this. Zabaglo, I believe, is another driver. He is currently sixth in the championship. He's 13 points behind Callum, so he's not out of it. But it's certainly a lot less attainable. And there's a few other drivers that, unless some freak thing where everyone crashed out, um, could get it. But of course, that's all hypotheticals and so on and so forth. As Fernando puts in a time that is 8 hundredths off pole position, with none of the fastest laps, or the fastest sectors, sorry, shall we say. Um, Doing a good job there, making it really tight between the top three for that pole position. And it's going to be tight between these three cars because these three guys are really fast. And these cars are very good at different sections of the track. Mustang got that grunt for the back straight and sort of the faster sections. The McLaren for the slower medium speed stuff, and the Aston's just an all rounder type of car. So each driver's going to really play to these cars' strengths. So Hoping to see some good action tonight. Uh, if you're in the chat, say hello. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Um, Gotta keep the lights on and keep funding Hayden's yacht. Um, as he keeps reminding us. No. um, but all's going well. Callum is in the pits, unable to improve on his time. Now he will, I would imagine, go out for one more run. As Banya was putting in low 205s in the practice server and in the practice session before this qualifying, so he does know that Banya has the time there. So he would definitely try and go out one more time, you would imagine, just to try and take that position, as he's actually coming out of the pits now. Um, Banya looks to be on an outlap, as is Fernando. All three cars coming out for one more bid to try and take away pole position with about 6 minutes to go. It's going to be a close one. Ba-da-da. Lovely. Just double checking the streams are all good. They are, which is what we love to see. No technical issues thus far. Although, knowing that, I probably just cursed myself because I am smart like that. But all good. Looking down the grid, there's not a lot of cars that are improving at the moment. Everyone seems to be gearing up to do their last laps. As the track temp has went up 1 degree as Banya is crossing the line to start his lap. Going to be interesting to see as Callum's in the pits again. I wonder, is he just doing tire pressures, just sort of seeing, trying to find that sweet spot. He doesn't have forever though. He needs to get out there on track. He still has plenty of time to get one lap in, but you'd imagine he would like to try and do two. And so there's still a couple of cars who haven't set a lap time. So I've got Brackstad in the Kachau, Lightning McQueen Porsche, starting another lap, and then Bonanella, looks to be on an outlap. And this might be the first time he's out of the pits actually, based on that what ACC deems his lap time to be. So yeah, still a few cars to go, and actually, as I say that, Gianna Carey is 5 tenths up on his lap. Make that 7. Isn't going to quite improve position, but it's going to get much closer to P8. There you go. He's now only two and a bit tenths behind P8, closing that gap quite significantly. Um, as all these drivers, so it looks like Banya's invalidated. He must have done. That time was saying red. As the Gablo coming round the last sections of track is 6 tenths up currently on his lap. This is gonna put him in contention with the top 3, potentially top 4, if he can nail this last corner. He's done a good job. It's gonna be just under 6 tenths. That's gonna put him P4, just under 1 tenth ahead of Lehman in the Aston. So the solo Mustang against the Astons and the McLarens, it looks like the Ferraris don't seem to have the legs on either of them at the moment. There is quite a lot of Ferraris actually now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, half the grid's Ferraris. Lit. um, Sorry, just amusing myself there. Right. Um, Not a lot happening on track. Samuel Brightstad's about to cross the line for an actual a finished lap. It's going to put him P7 on his first flying lap. I imagine he's if he keeps going, he has an opportunity to do 2 more laps. So I would imagine he will take that, assuming his tires can hack that. With this track temperature at this track, I'm not sure how much it's going to take out of those tires on just one lap, but I would imagine it's going to be quite a lot the way the track goes. Especially through like these S's and so on. Yet as Brightside is returning to pits, I would imagine he's going to quickly go back out, maybe put on a fresh set of tires, straight back out and get one final flying lap in. As it says, Callum is invalid still. Maybe he isn't. Maybe ACC, maybe race control's just lying to me. Which it could be, to be honest. Samuel Bryce is not actually coming out. He need to be moving. I don't think he's got enough time to get around now. No, he doesn't. That's going to be Brightstad, Scioto, and Gianna Carey is leaving the pits, but he will not have the time to get around to start another lap. Unfortunately, unless he cuts corners, which I don't know how favourably the stewards will look at that, but if at all. As Callum is coming down into this left-hander in the third sector three, he's still going full pace it seems. So I think he is on a valid lap. I think it's just race control is lying to me. Um, as he gets a little bit squarely, losing a little bit of the time he's gained on his lap, but he's still going on. He's still about a tenth and a half up on his time, getting that big beast of a Mustang around those tight, twisty corners. Callum would dearly love a good tenth or two on the cars behind him just to maybe have a tiny bit of breathing room. But he's now actually two he's 2 tenths up. He needs to get this final corner right if he wants to get some good lap time. He's going to be just shy of 2 tenths faster. Yeah, there you go. It was a valid lap indeed. He's a tenth and a half on Banya. Banya's not improving at the moment. He's nearly a tenth down, so Callum currently in the driver's seat. And I think Callum he's probably going to go for one more, just full send, see what happens. As actually looking at Banya now, heading down onto the back straight, he's a tenth up on his lap. As Callum has invalidated, that is his qualifying over, I think. Assuming ACC isn't lying to me, it could be. Okay, Banya's lost that 10th. He's actually just about equal with his lap time. So is Elias Fernando. This is going to be tight for pole position now. Banya needs the lap of his life here if he wants to take pole off Callum. That corner, he's gained a couple of hundredths. He needs to be gaining a couple of hundredths per corner here at least if he wants any hope at this. We're going to watch him through sector 3 here, keeping that Mustang nice, cool, calm, and collected. It's going to be very, very close. Banya might do this here. He's a quarter of a second up on his time, and he only needs 1.5. He's actually gaining more time. He just needs to get it through the final corner, and I think he's going to take pole position. Wow, he's half a second up. Is actually going to drop down to about 4.5. Banya will take pole position off Callum by a quarter of a second. That's a barnstormer of a lap. The only people on a lap currently is Elias Fernando, but he is 3 tenths down. He will not be improving. Lehman is on a lap and he is 2 tenths up. This will be an he's actually lost most of it there, but he needs a tenth just to sneak up to P4. If he can get these last couple of corners right, it's not out of the question. It's definitely not in the realm of possibility, as he may be lagging a little bit for me, or maybe that might be me. I don't know. As he's just invalidated, but according to my script, according to race control, but he's still going. He's still going to try and finish the lap. He's going to be close. No, it was an invalid lap. The only other person on a lap, nobody's actually on a valid lap anymore. All the cars out on the track. It says invalid on my screen. Well, to be fair, last time I said that it was wrong, so who knows. Um, but we're gonna watch Gianna Carey, just as he's the last car out on track, and he's still going, so he must be on a lap. Just trying to see what he can do. He doesn't look to be anywhere near fighting to get up a position, as he needs about 6 tenths, so he's only about a tenth up on his lap. But he's gonna keep going anyway. Um, Probably just trying to get. Oh, and he's went very deep in that final corner. That is qualifying over. There you go. And you just see as Charlie has been in there. tonight, as it's a lower grid count, we will only be stewarding lap 1. After lap 1, any incidents or contacts will be reported via the Discord ticketing system after the race. Feel free to report uh, after the race. Anything after lap 1 will not be looked up by the stewards, just because of the low grade count. Just for anyone racing that's watching, or anyone else is watching, just maybe doesn't see a bunch of penalties come going through. Oh, there's Jordan. Hello, Jordan. Yeah, we need Cal. Cal's going to do good here. Well done to Banya for getting pole position. That was a brilliant lap time. Now we're gonna see my amazing skills here. Watch this. Da, 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 do. I'm gonna do a little grid walk. Why not? We have plenty of time. Right. So this is your running order for the finale of the World Tour. Post qualifying in P14 is the 296 Ferrari of Bonanella, DMF, Biocco in the 229 Ferrari in P13. P12 is occupied by Kuth in the 173 BM. Cortini in the 977 Ferrari takes P11. Starting the top 10 is Gianna Carey in the number 7 Ferrari. Larocco in P9 in the number 80 Ferrari. Scudo in the 971 Ferrari takes P8. Samuel Brackstad in that wonderful Lightning McQueen Porsche livery in the number 75 takes starting P7. Galamini in the 779 Ferrari starts P6. Lehman in the 24 McLaren starts P5. Zagablo, one of the potential championship contenders in the 360 Aston in P4. One of our main 3 championship contenders, Elias Fernando, in the number 23 Fernando Racing in P3. Current championship leader, Callum Jones in the Toga Esports Mustang, number 48 in P2. And the third championship rival for tonight is Banya in the 707 Aston, who got pole position by a quarter of a second. That is the running order and transition. How much I'm just messing around. But yeah, excellent grid for tonight. Lots of fast cars, lots of fast drivers. Gonna be a good one for the end. Just some little house rules on the race tonight and sort of the info around the race. 80-minute race. One mandatory stop for fuel and tires. There is no pit window. Pit whenever the guys keep up in the light. They have 11 tire sets to use, so that's more than enough, really. Of course, using the LFM bot as per standard, and the weather conditions will be fixed, so we will not be expecting any rain as the track temperature has just exceeded 31 degrees. Bear in mind, the fastest lap will be a 5-point gain. So realistically, that fastest lap could swing this championship in one of 4 directions at the end of this, depending on how things go. But yeah, the next 80 minutes will be interesting as we're about to get underway on the formation lap. Do, 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 do. And yeah, and as we're just making our way down towards T1 on the formation lap, I really like the Circuit Americas. I don't see why it gets so much hate. Maybe just because it's a difficult track. I suppose, but that's part of the fun, really, isn't it? Part of the fun is just taking a challenge and running with it. As the 707 Aston does lead us away for this formation lap. Slowly trundling around the long Circuit of the Americas track. 5.5 kilometer track as well. Just because I am a nerd and like to know things, so now everyone else knows things. I'm also now getting the Yeah, cool. Sorry, just grabbing some screens to make sure I have plenty of info. But yeah, this is going to be a fun race. Interesting. Well, not really. It's a interesting grid. Only one BMW. Thought there would have probably been more, but as far as I've been told, the BMW isn't very good around here. Not sure why. Just isn't. One Mustang, two Astons, two McLarens, and seven Ferraris, and of course one gorgeous 992 Porsche. My favorite. Actually, we're just gonna while we're out there, just have a little look at that livery. Stunning livery that is. I want to see what it says in the back. You've been struck by lightning. Awesome. Yeah, what a livery that is. I need to ask Sam about, for the files for that because that is gorgeous. Do 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 do. Right, as we're coming round the last few corners now, getting ready to go racing once again for the final time in the World Tour Season 4. Shame there wasn't more cars for this one. This would have been a barnstormer last race with the full grid. But hey ho, we move. Yeah, as everyone is now settling into their 2x2 formation for the start of the race, we're gonna get into a sort of a wider view so that we can see everything that's going on. As Banya leads them around the final corner, as we get ready to go racing here at the Circuit of the Americas. And we're just waiting to go green. Should be. And we're green, green, green. Let's go for this final run up to the first corner. The BMW getting a really good start there at the back. Banya also getting a really, really good start. But look at Callum just swinging it around the outside. Goes a little bit deep. Oh, he does take P1 there. A lot of cars going wide. Callum does take the lead there, but did he do it off track? Not too sure. Samuel Bragstad must have had an incident at the start there because he's now down to P13. Lehman dropping from P4 or 5 down to P11, that is. Not sure what's happened there. There doesn't look there's a lot of damage on any car. Must have just been 14 cars don't go into 1 or 2 kind of situation, as Callum is taking the lead and he's starting to run away with it a little bit already, half a second clear of that Aston Martin. And the top 4 are already a second and a half clear of the rest of the field. Callum getting a little bit squirrely on the exit there as he's leading a train of cars, as that Ferrari of Larocco getting a bit squirrely himself, leaving the door open for Galamini, who may look to go side by side here. There is a little bit of damage on that Ferrari as well. There must have been contact of some sort, as the stewards will be looking at it. Remember, only live stewarding for lap 1, so any incidents will be judged here and now over the next few minutes. But yeah, the top 4 already 3 seconds clear. They have just run away with it. Larocco is leading a massive train of 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 other cars. Oh, as Gianna Carey does get past Cortini. Cortini loses 2 places there, may lose 3 in that exchange. As Bragstad may, it's looking at the outside here. It's gonna have to just sit in behind, I think. That was a really, really good move. As Bonanella and Bragstad are really as both Ferraris go wide and Bragstad goes through. Wow, what a move there! Is Cortini just taking out Sam? I think he has there. Hang on, let's get a look at that. So Cortini, he just goes very wide, seems to understeer through the corner, as Sam goes through, and he gets tagged by the Ferrari. That's probably going to be a penalty for the Ferrari there. That's just driving straight into the back of him. Not a good thing to do. As Cortini and Bonanella are fighting for it. Bonanella's gone through and Braxton's gone through. So Cortini is just dropping places like a stone. I wonder, does he feel damage in that front end? He does have damage in that front end. I wonder, is he just really struggling for front grip? Yeah, there's damage to that front end. As Bayoko's down into P14, I wonder what's happened to him there. Position changes left and right. My word. The top four are 4 seconds clear of the P5 car of Gallimini. Uh, the top three have cleared Zagablo by 1.2 seconds. What a camera shot that is. Callum is leading the three main championship contenders, sharing about 1.3 seconds of time between the three of them. As Elias Fernando actually had the fastest time, as Callum was invalidated, of course, but was technically faster. So these next few laps are going to be key. Who can nurse those tires in while keeping the pace up? As Cortini's going wide again, Braxton's back through. What? I'm not sure what's happening here. There's a lot of damage to the front of that Porsche as well. Oh, as Braxton's going side by side with Gianna Carey. Oh, that's very close. Braxton's went off the track. Looks like he's still going side by side, and he's going to have the inside there, and he's going to get it. That may be seen as overtaken off the line. As Gianna Carey's gone back through, they're really trading positions here, something serious. Absolutely wild the way these guys are trading positions. As the Ferrari gets a bad exit, and the Porsche's going to go on the outside, he's going to force. Oh, he's going to force a switchback. Wow. Brilliant fighting here from the guys at the back, and that's for P10 as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff from the Porsche Samuel Bragstad. Really, really making that. There's a lot of damage to the front of that Porsche as well, though, so that front grip will be hampered a little bit. But he's making it work as Lehman is starting to fight his way through the grid again. He's back on the P7, overtaking Scooter. There's a fair bit of damage to the left side of that McLaren. He must have got hit in the first corner. Hopefully that isn't affecting his aero too much. As he is clearly driving pretty fast, making his way through the field once again. Um, no. As Banya takes the fastest lap of the race of the 2:06.8. Still holding fire about 0.6, 0.7 seconds between Callum and Banya, and another 0.6, 0.7 between Banya and Fernando, and about a second to Zagablo in fourth place. So these four cars just really, really keeping close fire with each other here, as they're trying not to over abuse those tires early on, but also trying not to, obviously lose position to each other. Callum broke the 1 second barrier for just a moment there on the Aston Martin. As Cortini's off again, what's happened to him? Coming down the back straight. Is he going to send it? Oh, he has to dodge out of the way and just hits the wall. Almost Fernando Alonso moment there. That Ferrari is in bad shape. As Lehman's actually got past Larocco. Oh, Larocco goes really wide, and Lehman just takes full advantage of that. Going round the outside of, I think that's 15, 16, and 7, no, 16, 17, and 18. That's that triple right-handed corner, I believe. Absolutely fantastic position changes everywhere around the field, as Callum is starting to maybe, he's nursed those tires in a little bit. Samuel Braxton has a drive-through. Is that for track limits already, or is that a penalty for potentially causing a collision at the start of the race? I will be looking at the penalty outcomes channel as well. Oh, it's all, nope, that's, never mind. I'm assuming the channel will be updated as soon as all the lap 1 incidents are dealt with. Yeah, gonna be interesting for sure. Um, as from what I could tell, the stewards are looking to turn 1 currently. It looked like quite the interesting one. Jordan, good move that. I'm not sure which one you were talking about. Probably the one the switchback for Sam Braxton. But yeah, there's some fantastic driving going on here from from most of these drivers here. Um, so doing a fantastic job. Cortini has maybe not had the best race. That last incident, I'm just assuming he didn't anticipate the braking zone of the Ferrari in front of him, and yeah, there's a lot of damage to that Ferrari. But he's still keeping pace with P13, so not completely out of it. Um, as the times are being traded at the front here, as Banyas closed a little bit on Callum and pulled away a little bit from Fernando, but that's going to keep chopping and changing as we go, as they try and use some pace but not abuse the tires all the time. Because as P5 has actually closed in a little bit, so they're clearly not going 100% full throttle. Let's run away. They don't want to abuse those tires too early on, especially in this heat. Um, The one for Carlton Start. Yeah, the one for Carlton Start was good. Looked a little bit dicey at the end of the corner, but he got it done very well. Uh, all three of the front runners look very racy here. They're doing a fantastic job. Um, yeah, there's been a lot of good moments happening on. There's a battle here for P8. A few cars occupying this space. COTA is the one that gets P8 from Bonanella. Sam Braxton is right behind these, and then LaRocco is heading the front of that four-car grid. A lot of these cars have damage though, and I do apologize if any liveries aren't shown. I did do a livery sync before the race. I think also Sim Racing is just not being very good at the moment. The last couple of times I've done a livery sync, it hasn't given me a few of them, which is very frustrating. But oh well. Um, I tried, I promise. As Sam Braxton's got a run on Bonella down into this hairpin corner. He's under the braking. This is where the Porsche sells. Look at that for a move from Braxton. Doesn't make contact, just gets straight through as he gets a double position from Morocco as well. What an absolutely brilliant move from Braxton. Dragging that Porsche for all it's worth. This is why I love the Porsche. It's just so good in these types of situations. As the Ferrari maybe looking for a dive, just gonna hold fire for now. But Sam Braxton does have that drive through. He will have to serve it. I think he has to serve it this lap or next lap. He don't. He won't have a choice in the matter. Joshua Higginson. Yes, Callum. Yeah, brilliant move for Callum. He's currently holding about a second lead to Banya at this moment in time. They are their lap times are only like a tenth or so between each other from what I can see in race control here. So it's gonna be up. It's gonna it's not gonna be one till the last lap, I think. But it's absolutely brilliant racing so far. As Sam Braxton is pinning off to do his drive through from P7. Looked like a good entry, so he's going to lose a lot of time here, unfortunately, as there is a yellow flag. Who is not? Oh, that is Lucas Kuth. What happened to you? I went a little bit too far back. Oh, oops. Let's see what happened to you, Mr. BMW driver. Oh, you just lost it through that triple right-hander. Yeah, easy done. Easy done. Yeah, and then is able to get going again pretty handily. Yeah, nothing too bad there. As Sam Brax has actually come out in last place from that drive-through, is now going to be driving with a vengeance to get back up to the lead pack, or to get back to any of the cars at the pack. As Bonanella has a drive-through in P8, I'm going to assume that's for track limits. Um, unless it is unless it's a penalty, I do not know at this moment in time. I am just awaiting the penalty outcomes to determine what is what. Um, as Callum's actually taking the fastest lap at 2:60, that's going to be key for Callum. He needs that just to because if Fernando gets it, For example, if Elias Fernando were to get the fastest lap and it finished the way it is, Elias would take the championship because the fastest lap carries so much weight. Um, at the moment, it's 5 points compared to 2 points position difference. Essentially, is what that is. Um, as Larocco is under fire from Bonanella, but Bonanella does have a drive-through he will have to serve. Is he going to get out of the way now while he's in traffic? Just get it done, get out of the road. He's not. He's going to keep going. He's going to keep fighting against LaRocca to see if he can make inroads on that position before he has to pit. Remember, you have 3 laps to serve a drive-through, so he does still have time to do so, but that time may run out. Oh, that's potentially a dive. Not quite. Backs out at the last second as the door gets firmly closed in his face there. Wise decision to back out there. Not a bad way to just inquire, but just back out once you realise the door's not going to be open for you. Um. All right, we have penalties. Let's see. So for the lap one stewarding, bear in mind it's only lap one. Everything else will have to be report based. Um, Drive through for car 173. That is the BMW of Kuth. Major contact, multiple positions gain on lap one. That will be a T1. 15 seconds for car 75 for major contact positions gained, or position gained in lap 1. 10 seconds for car 7. Minor contact position gained in lap 1. 10 seconds for car 7 right to blocking slight moderate contact in lap 1. And 10 seconds for car 977 minor contact position gained in lap 1. Those time penalties have been doubled for because it's lap 1, I believe. Um, so yeah, those are some quite hefty penalties coming through for some of these drivers, and that's going to really take them off the pack. That's going to cost them so much time. But there you go. That is the stewarding done. The stewards can put down their crayons now, and try not to eat them, I suppose. Although I know Charlie does like eating his crayons, but we'll say nothing about that. Yeah. As just getting back into the actual positions and stuff. Oh, Bonnella's got a good run on La Rocca here coming out of the final corner. I believe this is going to be the last lap Bonella can serve this penalty. The one that he's just started, so he's going to have to serve it as they're going to go side by side into the braking zone. It looks like Bonella may have just covered on the inside, unless La Rocca can switch back, and he might switch back. Hang on. This isn't quite done yet, I don't think. Nope, it's done. Bonella's covered it off. Brilliant move there. Up textbook up the inside at turn one. Lovely stuff. Love to see it. Um, just having a look at the front pack now. So Callum is about 1.2 seconds ahead of Banya, and Banya is about 1.4 ahead of Elias Fernando. And the top three have cleared Zabaglo in P4 by 7 seconds almost. Just goes to show that's not a distance any of these drivers. All these drivers are fast drivers. They're really quick. It's just these top three are just a league of their own. Um, Obviously, I race with Callum under Toga Esports banner, and we've done a few endurance races together, and he is mega quick. He's a lot faster than I am. Um, so no surprise to see him fighting for the championship here. But again, there's still 63 minutes. Anything can happen. Um, but at this moment in time, if it were to end the way it is, it would be the Mustang taking the championship. Sorry, I'm just got a few pings on Discord there, just double checking there was nothing important I needed to be worried about. As Bonanella is in the pits to serve his drive-through, I would imagine, as Cortini has actually served his mandatory stop as well. And the BMW has actually left. And not really great, to be honest, causing carnage on lap 1 and then leaving once you get the penalty for it. Um, but, yeah, you know, it is what it is. And Spawnella is coming out from Service Drive-Thru as that promotes Braxton to P10. Do you remember Braxton has half a minute of penalties? And Gianna Carey has 40 seconds of penalties, so there's going to be quite a lot position of time lost based on that. So it looks like Elias Fernando not necessarily dropping back slightly, but he's losing a couple of tenths here and there. So it just looks like the top two have a little bit more breathing room against Elias. Banya holding fire at about a second, 1 to 1.2 seconds from Callum. So it's maybe just nursing those tires a little bit. I would imagine they're probably overheating at this moment in time. My apologies. I am just checking stuff. As he crossed the line, Banya's last lap there was about 1.3 tenths faster than Callum. They are trading lap times though, so one will do a faster lap than the other, and then they'll swap, and then so the time isn't changing over the course of laps. So it's just gonna keep switching hands for a little bit. Um, Sorry, I just had to cough there. Didn't want to blow everyone's ears out. Um, Hello Zeta, welcome in. Hope you're enjoying the race. It's a pretty good one. Uh, Been quite a chaotic 15 minutes, but all is well now. Everything's starting to settle down a little bit, especially with penalties and stuff happening, and just the natural difference in speed from the drivers just starting to naturally branch the field out a little bit, as it always will. Um, as Fernando's actually dropped back a fair to nearly 2.5 seconds back from Banya now. So the McLaren not making as good an impression as maybe Elias would like at this moment in time. But again, that could be just Elias nursing them tires, just not trying to wear them out too quick. Because I would imagine most of these drivers will be pitting a 50-50 split, 40 and 40. It's the best way to do it, really. Um, Unless you go for like a longer first stint and a shorter, faster second stint. But it really depends on what these drivers have practice for, essentially. Ouch, 40 seconds. Yeah, lap one things, and because what do you call it? Yeah, sorry, he had two penalties, and of course, because lap one they are more severe. So yeah, and as I just got a notification that the 173 BM had to leave because of a fire brigade emergency. So that is why that car is no longer with us. So we're down to 13. And I wonder, is Cortini going to try and go to the end on this set of tires? They will be pretty dead by the end of it. He did pit 6 minutes ago, so he will have to do 63 minutes on one set of tires. It's more than doable. It's just everyone else's tires will be a lot fresher at the end, which is not good. Yeah, as Elias has dropped to now 3 seconds behind the top two, which is really starting to let these two run away with it. Callum getting a little bit squirrely there in that Mustang. Sorry, Cal. I'm trying to not curse you, I promise. Trying not to curse anyone, really. Don't want to. Nothing worse than commentators curse. Yeah, there's already been 4 drive-throughs already. I think 3 for track limits and 1 for a DT penalty. So the lap 1 penalties have been pretty severe, but that's the nature of it. Remember, anyone racing and listening, all stewarding from lap 1 after lap 1 has to be report based. So report after the race. That is simply because of the low turnout for this race. We only do live stewarding. For the full race, if there is a big enough grid. Did look at the forum in Discord, yeah. I sort of thought it was a typo for a second, or they'd actually doubled it, but it's lap 1, so yeah, it does. The penalties are more severe. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, all the drivers have really spread out a bit. The only real battle happening on track is the battle for P5. The 24 McLaren of Lehman is back in the position he started in after that lap 1 excursion, shall we say. Let's have a little look at that after the race, or at some point during this race if it's all calm and nothing's happening. Gallimini in P6 is about 0.8 of a second behind him. I'm actually pretty sure Lehman's got past him at some point. So we'll have to see if Gallimini can make any inroads to try and get that position back. But yeah, race has calmed down a little bit. There's not really any cars close to each other, so just gonna chill. As Bonanella has got another drive-through, that will be for track limits again. The 296 Ferrari not having the greatest of times. This track is quite brutal for track limits, so you have to be extra careful out there, especially on that second to last corner, as we've seen Callum just come through there. The track limits there are very strict, and it's very easy to wash wide and pick up a warning, which of course no one wants, but it can happen. It's very frustrating. My apologies, I need a coffee. I'm back in a sec. And we're back, sorry. Just having a cough there and don't want to blow everyone's ears out. As I just noticed, Samuel Bryson's got a drive through again. That's his second of the race, as well as Bonanella's. Both cars playing chicken, not chicken, playing too close to the line with track limits there. I was about to say where did the 30-second penalties go, but for Sam Braxton, they will come back after the drive-throughs been served, as Callum is doing his best Tokyo Drift impression through that corner. Doesn't want to be doing that too much, especially in the Stang. Although he is still the fastest man on track. Last lap he was the fastest by 4 tenths of a second, 4.5 tenths of a second. So Callum doing a good job just managing the car, managing the pace. The Stang looking gorgeous as ever. As there, that lap Banya was 2 tenths faster. So again, they're just trading lap times so that the gap never seems to get too big. As Fernando's pace has fallen off a little bit, he's now 4.7 off second place of Banya, which is not what he would want. Yeah, Callum doing a great job to try and close out this championship with a win for the race and the championship, of course. I think as long as Callum gets fastest lap, he doesn't actually have to win the race to win the championship. So, do with I'm not sure exactly what the math is on that. Actually, we can work out the math on that. Hi, I'm the 173BM. I had to go for a fire brigade emergency. That's more important than this. Yeah, that's fair. Of course it is. Real IRL stuff is much more important than this, and that is absolutely fair enough. If you were listening to my comments, bear in mind that's all speculation and just mostly complete rubbish and me yapping. So, uh, never anything serious. So, but no, don't worry. That's okay. As long as you're okay and everyone's okay, um, that's what matters really. So yeah, no worries there. If you have to leave for IRL stuff, that's more than okay. Nobody's gonna be upset that they had to leave for an emergency. So, but yeah, unfortunately you had to drop out. But again, is what it is. It could be worse. It could be Jordan, where you were doing really well at Mazzano, and a giant spider came to say hello, and he had to jump out of the rig and crash. I don't know if you're still listening, Jordan, but it was very funny. Da, 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 Worst experience ever. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Jordan. Watching that VOD back you sent us was pretty funny. As that's Sam Braxton in for his actual pit stop, I believe, and he has a 30-second penalty to serve as well, but he still has a drive-through, so he'll be back in the pits probably next lap, I would imagine. Nothing is really happening in terms of position changes. Everyone is holding fire at the moment, from what I can tell. As yeah, Fernando, as you can see, is just dropping a little bit further back up the pace. The front two are running away with it a little bit here. Um, both did a great job managing those tires. Just double check. No, nothing important. Cool. Good stuff. Oh, hello. Welcome in. How's it go? You're more than welcome. Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, this has been the first few laps was for absolute carnage. Yeah, there was position changes all over the place. Oh yeah, the 30-second penalty and the drive-through combination. Not surprised. Yeah, that was his second drive-through as well. He was really playing on the edge of the track limits. To be fair, COTA is brutal for track limits. It's really bad. Mazzano, Imola, Mazzano. Yeah. Now COTA is really bad, especially that second last corner. It's so easy to wash out. Um, Discord is not coming through the stream. Oh, can you not hear Zeta? Hang on. Don't tell me I'm having technical issues now. Um, is this any better?
Hello.
Eric, let me know if you can hear Zeta now. I might have just accidentally had one of the audio sources off by accident.
That might help as well. It's now coming through my actual mic. Discord is now talking through my big mic, not my headphone mic.
Yeah.
Ooh, that gap's come down a lot.
Yeah.
707 to 48. I think Jonesy might be struggling with some slightly chewed tyres.
Yeah.
Coming up halfway.
I have seen a few moments where he has been more sideways than he'd like to be. As case in point, he is sideways right now. Jordan says he could hear someone. Okay, that's promising, I think.
Hello, one of the McGonagalls.
Yeah, Jordan, 2 comms now. Yeah. There we go. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks for confirming that.
Yeah, I dare say that triple apex right-hander that this track is not going to be liking the tyres.
No, and the S's as well. Going to be really chew through them.
Yeah.
I think Callum maybe just had a bad lap. That's why the gap went down because it's going back up again. I think I was saying a minute ago, they're just trading lap times.
Yeah.
The gap will come down and then Callum will push back out again, and then it's just accordioning back and forth.
Just the ebb and flow as it goes.
Yeah, the accordioning. Is that a word?
I think so.
You know what? We're just gonna roll with it. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, that is impressive. The Mustang is plus 10 kilos, but so is the Vantage, and it's hanging with them. So
Yeah, Banya's done a really good job.
yeah, that is a well sorted setup in that car to have balanced the car up to be able to hang on to the tail of that thing.
Yeah, as
I'm
Jenna
assuming it's
Carey.
very similarly trimmed out for Monza because it doesn't have the best straight line speed.
Yeah, I would imagine so. As Jenna Carey is in the pits, he does have 40 seconds of penalties to serve, so that's
gonna drop you down a long, long way.
My man could go and make a 3-course dinner and come back and still be ready to race again.
Yeah.
At that point, Jordan says hello.
Yes. Hello.
As the stream element just said, everyone watching, give the wee stream a like, please. Thanks. We love you. Yep, Callum is doing his best Tokyo Drift impression through Sector 3 at the moment. I'd imagine those tires are cooked. But the ass is supposed to be cooked as well because he's not really making that big inroads.
Yeah, they're going to be both these cars. The track doesn't mind it's a bit of a straight line. It's a bit of an odd track, this one. It requires a chunk of straight line speed, but you still need to have enough composure through the corners.
Yes.
So you can't make the car too pointy, otherwise you just chew the rears.
Oh, and Banya's in the pits.
Indeed.
He's gonna go. I think he's going for the undercut.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him. If you sat in the dirt, yeah, that Mustang will punch a really, really big hole in the air. So that's gonna chew the fronts up quite quickly.
Yep. So now Callum, we're gonna see how he responds to this. Bearing in mind, if Callum can keep the fastest lap here, he's in a very comfortable position for the championship because it is much more valuable than just 1 or 2 positions.
Double points for the final round?
Is it double points?
Usually it is.
I didn't see that on SimGrid.
5 extra points normally is. 1 drop round.
I don't see it here at
Maybe
all.
not. It's not there.
Ollie, Hayden, someone who knows more than I do, can you confirm? Please and thanks, because it doesn't say in SimGrid if it's double points or not. So I would be inclined to say it's not, but Always good to just confirm and just triple check everything.
Indeed.
Espana is now out of the pits in P8 in a bit of clean air as well, which is he'll be happy with. I would imagine Callum is going to respond this lap. Either that or
I would presume so. Try and mitigate that undercut as much as possible. Dive in. 707's there. 48 is just coming through the first half of the last sector now.
Actually,
Half.
if I was Callum, I would stay out as long as possible because position change from first to second is a single point, but the fastest lap was worth 5 points.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
So do you stay out for a much longer time? Nope. Callum is not going to listen to me. He's going to pit.
It may be fuel. There are 40 minutes to go. 41, 42 minutes to go now. So, yeah, that may actually have been force majeure on fuel if you only fueled for 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. As Elias...
Overfueled, expecting to be able to run over.
Yeah,
to run for 45 minutes, and then...
As Elias Fernando stays out, Sagablo stays out, Lehman stays out. So where is Callum going to come out in regards to his one of his championship rivals, Banya?
Wow. Where's Banya? 707 is just coming through the last, through that long right-hander now.
Yeah, and Callum, he won't be off jacks yet, will he? No, I don't think he
29,
is.
30, 31, 32.
He's off
down
jacks.
and away, 32 seconds, he'll be long clear. That might actually gain on time. Don't know.
I don't... that's going to be tight.
Yeah.
Because Callum still has a good 3 or 4 seconds.
But he will be thoroughly on the inside going into turn 1, which could mean you can just park it on the apex and stop the car coming through. This is
so close.
This is really tight.
Callum's going to keep it.
Gap is closer than it has been.
He technically undercut it by half a second, but not enough.
Yeah. And that's literally just the fresher tyres being up to temperature and speed on this track.
Yeah. I'm also going to presume that is just the undercut maybe not being as powerful as Banya would have liked. Or potentially just maybe not the best outlap.
Both of them had identical stop times, but Banya was a second longer on pit lane.
Interesting.
So probably would have jumped had they not... If they had had an equal amount of transit time.
I wonder did Callum get the car started faster? That's probably what the second was, you know?
Either getting started or getting stopped, or a combination of both. That's usually where that comes, because both of them were stationary for 32 seconds.
Yeah.
So their transit time, would probably be getting slowed down a little bit early, or just getting on the brakes a little bit early and having to kind of coast it into the box.
Yeah, although Banya's all over the back of the Mustang, so Callum really needs to play defense here for a lap or two while those tires fire up.
Yeah, fortunately that thing is not... It's not too bad on its tires, but it does get them up to temperature reasonably quick. What are we? 24, 31. Yeah, they'll come up. They'll come up in a lap or two.
Yeah.
With 40 minutes to go, then you'll have those heat. You'll set your pressures to be able to come up to temperature, up to pressure and temperature in a couple of laps. If you get them coming up at the rate you would for a quali stint, you risk overheating them and burning them out before the end of the stint.
Yeah.
Even in 40 minutes.
Zagablo's in the pits. As if I see lost another driver, I think that is Bonanella has left. He did not have the best. He had a pretty bad day at the office today.
Is that one of the cars with big penalties as well?
I can't remember. No, he had 2 drive-throughs with track limits.
Oh, yeah, that'll suck.
So did Brackstad. He also left plus his 30 seconds as well. So, not the best day at the office for some people today, but that happens.
Evening Hunter Strike. I'm trying to remember who that is.
That's Mr. Stevens.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Thank you. Sorry, it's a little while since I've spoken to you. chat. Can't rotate. Add to the win tally in GT4. I take it you. Ooh,
Banya,
gets the nose. Banya gets the nose up the inside there.
yeah, it doesn't quite make it work, and that's actually maybe lost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, I think just because he got so pinched by Callum on the inside, and the drive from that Mustang comparison just kicks out the corner.
Yeah, that's always the risk you run. Diving inside like that, you have to be prepared to back out at a moment's notice because the car will shut the door on your face.
Yep. There's a couple of places like that. There's the left-hander, the double left-hander hairpin bit before the long right-hander.
Yeah,
That's another one which you can. It looks like there's space on the inside,
there's
but there
not.
really isn't, because you have to swing out so wide to get the second apex on that.
Yeah.
So we've unfortunately been taken out a few times there by somebody going, "Oh, I can dive up the inside," and realizing that's a door that's always gonna close.
Yeah, 100%. Banya sensible to back out once he realised Callum was closing the door.
Just stay on the brakes that little bit longer, and I mean both drivers very well done.
Yeah,
That could have been very easily Callum just chopping the nose off of Anya and both of them, or Callum being spun round.
yeah, 100%. As the fastest lap is still held by Callum. It hasn't been any faster, but he's still got it. Fernando has stayed out quite late. Fernando is second place in the championship to Callum's first place in the championship. So this is going to be interesting to see what Fernando can do late on in the race. As he really needs that fastest lap if he wants a chance of winning. And he also looks to be struggling on those tyres as well, as Lehman's in the pits as well, so only a handful of cars still to pit, and they just are running long now.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, we're just going to keep continuing with the lead battle because everyone else is very spread out, so...
Yeah, everybody else is a long way ahead. This is whilst they're not lead on track, this is due to be lead... it's lead elect, essentially, as the rest pit, unless somebody manages to pull something completely wild out.
Yeah.
This is not going to...
Yeah, this is the net 1-2, essentially. Once all the pit stops play out, this will be...
Bonoco in the pits?
Yeah, he's P9 already, so he's going to drop into P10. He probably won't drop to P11 as Cortini's quite far back. Cortini's had a few incidents.
Yeah.
Yeah, COTA really biting back at a few of the drivers tonight, it seems. George, I think I still lead the GT4 standings despite my absence. Well, I can tell you that actually, George. Let me find out. Yeah, George Stevens is the GT4 champion for the World Tour Season 4.
Nice.
Of 2 whole drivers. Well, technically it's only 1 because Eri has been disqualified for not showing up.
Oh.
On SimGrid anyway, it says disqualified. So.
Evidently didn't sign out of that one.
Yep, Scudo's in the pits from P3, and that is going to be one of the last ones to pit. So the current top 3 need to pit, and that's it. No. I wonder when Fernando's going to pit. How late does he want to run it? Because I think he's going to...
The question I have now is the worry for Jones is, does Fernando run like an hour stint and then basically do 20 minutes at the end as a quali stint?
Yeah.
Just bang a fresh set of tyres on, low fuel, and see what you can do in 20 minutes.
This is
20
why...
minutes around here, that's going to be, what,
10.
barely 40 litres of fuel?
Yeah, this is why, in my head, Callum should have stayed out.
To potentially cover off that.
Like, if he'd have lost 1 position to Banya, it wouldn't have mattered. That's 1 point.
Yeah, losing that 4 points is the 5 points
Will
for
hurt.
fastest lap. And we know Fernando is quick. That is always a possibility.
Fernando is very quick.
Galmini in the pits there.
Yep.
779.
he is coming in. LaRocco
Stays.
is actually holding up Callum. Not they're going to go nearly side by side. Callum's going to switch it back. Whoa, lovely decisive move there from Callum. As
Yeah,
LaRocco's going to come into the
and
pits.
now you can see why they didn't want to let them pass. They were diving in the pits. It's slightly annoying when you lose that on that time on your outlap.
Yeah. As that is now Callum and Banya into second and third. The only person holding them up now is Fernando. The gap from Fernando to Callum is 54 seconds, but the pit stop here is a minute 10, minute 12.
Yeah.
A minute 11, a minute 12 for a perfect pit stop is essentially what you're looking at. So that will drop them right behind, well behind Callum and Marston. That is your first name. Sorry, I'm just very bad at names. I see Callum's doing a good job so far as always. Yeah, he's doing a good job. There is one slight worry that Fernando will run really, really late and just do quality hot laps at the end to try and steal the fastest lap, which is entirely possible, but not sure exactly. As Fernando is going to stay out once again.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a go for glory, a glory run at the end.
Yeah, because I think even if Callum comes P1 and Fernando is... Hang on, I'm going to work out the math here. Because I like math.
One to keep an eye on. 360 and 24.
That gap is closing.
It is closing. It's really starting to come down. The Aston evidently post pit stop. It's managed to get a bit of an overcut on the McLaren and it's closed down. The McLaren being an undercut, sorry, because the McLaren's a couple of minutes less on time, and that gap's come down. It was 1.6. It's now 1.3.
Ooh.
That may just be the grunt of the Aston and its ability to stop better than the McLaren in these last couple of corners.
Yeah.
Coming into this last sector. Because it is that long run down from the top of the course into a big stop.
Yeah, I'm doing some napkin math here currently.
Love it.
No, this is where it gets spicy. Oh, okay.
I don't know whether Fernando can win with the fastest lap, but could they take it away from Jones if they do take that?
Hang on, let me just work this out 1 second because I think this is going to be really, really close. And then if he gets P4, okay, if Elias gets fastest lap, he needs to finish P3 to win. So, if Callum wins, he will go to 119 points. That's without fastest lap. If Elias comes P4, he'll be at 114 points without the fastest lap. So they will be even on points if the Fernando takes the fastest lap. Now, at that point, I think Callum will win due to positions on track.
Yeah, because Callum's won more races than
Yeah.
Fernando has.
So if Fernando can hold P3 and steal the fastest lap, he will win by a singular point. So this is where it gets spicy.
Yeah. So what's the gap? 50 seconds. Yeah, should come out in third. That gap with the 360 to 24.
It's coming down.
The Aston McLaren, that's down under a second.
Yeah, that Aston clearly has the legs on the McLaren at the moment.
Now the question is that because the Aston's good on is good on fresh tyres and will kill them off and struggle towards the end of the stint, and the McLaren will come back. If that is the case, the Aston needs to catch and get past as quick as possible whilst they have fresh tyres and not get held up.
Yeah. So essentially, This is... Callum could do no more. This is out of his hands. This is up to the McLaren. Who wins this?
Yeah.
This is going to be spicy. Yeah, basically, if Fernando finishes P3 with fastest lap, he will take the championship by a single point. So don't go anywhere, folks. The next 28 minutes are going to decide the championship.
Yeah.
Bearing
It's
in mind, this is according to my napkin math, which I'm from looking at the numbers is correct, but bear in mind we will
it sounds about right.
have to take into account any potential penalties. I don't think Callum or Elias have been involved in any incidents whatsoever, but you never know. Currently, yeah, it's very, very interesting. Fernando's in the pits.
Okay, with 26 minutes to go.
That's gonna probably be. You're probably looking about 3.5 liters a lap, and he'll have to do probably 12 laps. That's gonna be about 35, 42 liters of fuel.
Yeah, plus a lap's worth, so 45 litres of fuel.
Roughly about 45 liters of fuel, and a fresh set of tires. That's gonna
I mean,
be.
it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question. The time to beat is 2:06.50. Sorry, 0.050.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's doable.
It's
Because
very
that would have been
doable.
set early on. I'm guessing that was set fairly early on.
It was.
So that would have been on relatively high fuel. So if you've got less fuel and are able to carry the corner speed, as Fernando is down and away.
Lehman's not going to be far behind.
No, which they're going to be far enough.
Yeah, actually, it's not as close as I thought it was going to be there. Never mind. I was getting a little bit excited.
It'll be around 9.5 seconds or so.
Yeah. It's dropped down to 7.8 at the end of exit the first corner. No,
Yeah,
need to keep an eye on what Fernando can do in that fresh rubber.
The other side to this is, yes, they're trading lap times, but the last few laps consistently, Barino has been quicker than Jones. And that gap has just been sneaking down by a few tenths.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's Jones having to be a little bit conservative with either underfueling or just trying to make sure they get to the end.
I think it's probably Callum just nursing the tires a little bit, trying not to overpush them.
Yeah. You know that Mustang does like to get its tail out.
Yeah, and I've seen Callum sideways more times than I can count in this race already.
Yeah. The pointy setups in that car is pointy. The back end can get very, very loose.
Yeah.
Fun car to drive, though.
Elizabetta Giannichari. Andrea is in P9 currently. He's about 48 seconds off P8 at the moment, so probably, unless there's an incident, it's probably going to stay P9, but that's still a top 10 finish. And there was 14 cars that started, so good job from him in that Ferrari there.
That gap, the gap for 4th and 5th is still coming down, but it's not coming down at the rate it was.
Yeah.
So that sounds like the Aston's just started to cook. It's just started to take the edge off of those tyres. It's just taking the best out of them trying to catch. And it doesn't have quite as much as you'd like as a result.
So Fernando's just about to start his first lap on these fresh tyres. It's time to see what he can do.
But let's see what that car can do.
Yeah, that fresh rubber. I didn't think the McLaren was that great around COTA, but Elias clearly proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Brilliant driver as well.
Very talented.
Because I have raced with him in the World Tour before, and I've been nowhere near his times. His times are nuts.
Very, very quick young driver there.
Yeah. It's Callum and Banya still about half a second.
Yeah. Wondering if that's Callum just turned the TC up just to manage the tyres. and make sure they get to the end.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I think Banya in the first sector is a lot faster than Callum. Specifically the first sector, because he seems that's where he closes it. It seems. And then it seems that they're sort of even through the rest of the track.
Well, I hate to say it, it's actually 2/10 Banya in the second sector.
Oh really?
Yeah, just looking at the times. Admittedly, this is on fastest lap. But purple in the second sector is Banya, 48.820, 49.002, so it's 2/10.
Interesting.
But it's 2/10 the other back in the first and a tenth back in the second, roughly.
This is not.
So
I don't think this is going to be good news for our dear friend Mr. Jones. Fernando has taken chunks of time out of the front two.
yeah,
He's been absolutely ragging that McLaren. He's about to cross the line now. What's it going to be? Oh!
all it has to be is a 206.049 is all it has to be.
He did a
To take that.
He did a 206.065. It was 15 thousandths short. Oh!
And I've been following that lap. There was a couple of places where the car just bobbled and didn't look entirely settled. So that time is in serious jeopardy. This is what we were concerned about.
Yeah, and it looks like it may come true if Fernando can just find that 15 thousandths, which I'm sure he could. Assuming those tires aren't already heating up.
I reckon he's probably got 3 flyers before he's not going to be able to do it. Running that kind of pace, that's going to be 3 or 4 flyers as an absolute maximum before those tires are cooked.
He got
a little bit of a slide on the way through that hairpin. A little bit of a slide.
I think his rears are already hot.
Yeah, I might have started to overheat those rears. Or just getting on the gas. Just getting on the gas a little bit early. It's easy done through the really tight apexes you have here.
Yeah. Oh, my race controller's had a fit. What's happening? It's only showing 9 of the drivers. There we go. It's showing the rest of them now.
Even with that slide, 2.5 tenths up and climbing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Giving it absolutely everything. 3.5 tenths now through this next sector.
Oh, I can see that.
Into sector 3, half a second.
Oh,
Run.
he's lost it!
Oh, that was deep. Lost a big chunk of time.
He's lost it all.
That's all that time gone. Too deep on the brakes into that sector.
Although he could still do it.
Yeah, it only has to be 15 thousandths. And the fact that he knows he's got that time in hand at that corner.
I reckon he backs off this lap and just goes again.
Yeah, just take it a tenth. Although, that's a tenth in the last corner. You can get off of it cleanly.
He's going to do
Not
it.
quite. Oh. 5.7.
7,000.
206.057.
7 thousandths.
Well, 8 thousandths technically, but yeah.
Oh my word.
And immediately goes 10th quicker in the first corner.
This is insane.
This is gonna force Jones's hand, which may well play into Barina's hands. Jones is pushing. That gap started to come back out again.
Yeah, I think he's starting to push
Starting
the
to
car.
just have to turn the wick up just to try and make sure that he's... Oh. The trouble is, if he goes too early and he's burnt too much of the tyres off, he's not going to have a response.
I think Elias is over pushing the car. He keeps losing the time he's gaining. Yeah,
Much smoother through there.
Smoother.
All he has to do is match the time, though, between this point and into this next sector. All he has to do is match the time, and as long as he's clean on the corner, on that hairpin that that double apex that he was wide on, he'll make all that time back up.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Through here.
Oh, it's so nail-bitingly close. This is championship changing stuff here. This is awesome.
Whilst there's not a big battle on track, there is in terms of that. Nicely done, smooth out there. Immediately 4/10 back.
4/10? That is nuts.
All he's got to do now is keep it clean and match everything he did last time round. Nicely through there. Dropped a tick of time. It's still legal. Time is still legal.
He's gonna do it.
4/10. Loses a little bit on the drive on the corner.
He's done it.
2:05.690.
Right, Mr. Jones, your hand is forced.
You have to absolutely hoof it. Whatever you've got left, you have to give it.
At this point, Fernando is winning the championship by a single point.
And doesn't look like he's backing off. He's matching the time. He's still going. He's practically matching the time, although that was loose through there. That was loose through the middle of the S's. I think those rears are gone. But that might be just enough.
I think
That is a that was 3 and a bit tenths faster.
Yeah, Callum, do you have a response?
I'm not sure he does, because I think he's got to keep his eyes in his mirror, half an eye on his mirrors. Because if he makes any slip up trying to push for a fastest lap,
The problem.
he may lose that fastest lap and lose the position at the same time. And he now has to retain this position to retain the fastest lap.
The thing is, if Callum loses this position to Banya, he still finishes ahead of Banya. So, if I'm Callum, I'm just this next lap. I'm gonna gun it.
Glory or bust.
Exactly. It's all or nothing at this point.
Not to take anything away, Powell still hanging on the tails. I think that car may have just got stuck in the toe of the McLaren. It's been hovering on that half-second mark, which is a tricky one. If you can get into that point, you're well into the toe, but the car starts to respond differently. It starts to struggle on the brakes. You start getting a bit of toe, and you start getting a bit more overspeed into corners, and the car's not wanting to slow down as much or turn in as well. And it just hovers around that second to half a second mark for it's been hovering there for a little while. That was a big pair of number 11s out of that penultimate corner.
Yeah.
So I think that car may be, whilst they're trying to make it up, they're now back out to over a second. So I think that's that.
I think Callum's going for it here.
He's given it.
He's a 10th, hovering about a 10th down on his best lap.
Yeah.
Well,
he needs to be a lot more than that.
He's really pushing the track limits there.
Yeah, Fernando is done. He's 2.5 tenths down.
Yeah, I think
I don't think that car's got any more to give. Like I say, I think it was about. Normally, you've got about 2 to 3 laps of an absolute flyer at quali pace to be able to really make the most of them, and then beyond that, it gets dicey.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not sure that with the amount of time they've been out, with 14 minutes left, that car's going to be low on fuel, but it's been going through its tyres.
Yeah, this is the problem. Callum should not have, in my opinion.
Yeah, he
strictly
possibly
my
was
opinion,
better off.
He should not have responded to Banya. He should have just went for it. He should have just stayed out.
Again, it might have been a predetermined run for 40 minutes.
That is fair, and
if it was predetermined on fuel, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't add more fuel without going into pit.
100%.
So even if he wanted to, his hand was forced. Okay.
Okay, Callum.
Is he gonna go for one last glory or bust run on fresh tyres and no fuel?
That's exactly what he's doing.
Where does he need to finish? If he gains those 5 points back to still win.
Hang on.
Because he's going to lose a lot of time here. He may actually drop behind Fernando anyway.
He's going to drop behind Fernando. He's going to drop the P5. P5 loses him. He goes down to 26. Hang on. Let me work this out. I wasn't supposed to have to do this much napkin math.
You decided to do it in the first place.
So, if it ends on the positions currently, Fernando is in net P2, so that'll be 29, so 116. If he retains fastest lap, that's 121. I think. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. And then, say Callum finishes 5th. Or no, is he 5th?
Jones is going to come out in 6th.
No, it's 5th.
Ah, so it is.
It's 5th. He.
Okay, my race control is doing some funkies.
This is a oh no, he is 5th. He is 6th.
Yeah.
What? Oh, that changes everything. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, he's not only got to set fastest lap, he's got to go quicker. He's now got traffic that he has to clear this lap to get into 5th, and then he has to
If Callum finishes 6th, with
he's just made that place back up. He's into 5th.
Not including fastest lap, they're equal on points. This is literally who gets the fastest lap wins. Callum is still 6th. That's a bite marker he overtook.
Oh. So he's got to catch up to Galmini, who's 11 seconds up the road.
So Callum finishes...
so he's got clear air then. Has he got... Where's the... I can do this because I am not streaming. Where's the map? He's 779 is the next car up the road who is well into the next sector.
So from... Oh, hi. Did I do my math correctly? I think I did. 6... No, hang on. My math is wrong. 6, 115. Callum needs the fastest lap to win.
Yeah.
Because he will be in 115 points. This is not including fast lap, by the way. As it stands, Fernando will be in 116 points. Callum will be in 115 points. So he needs the fastest lap to win this. Callum, fair play to you, mate.
He might just do it if he knows he's got the time out there. 2:05.690 is the time to beat. He has still got the fastest first sector.
Yeah.
But it was 3/10 in the second sector, and 2/10 in the last in sector 3.
George has said no GT4 to spice things up. We don't need a GT4 to spice us up anymore.
No, who says you need big grids to have fun racing? This is what championships do. Is they come down to numbers.
They come down to numbers and who's got the best strategy.
That's based on coming out the pits. So this is first flyer out of the pits.
Yeah.
Oh, gets the back end starting to get squirrely already through the S's. The latter section of these S's.
He is really trying to thrash that car about.
He is ragging the ever-living daylights out of that car.
I'm not sure this is right. This says he's 1.8 seconds up on his best lap. I don't think that's right.
I think that's because he's been through the pits.
Probably.
It's probably because he never got to... It's probably on his fastest lap post-pitting.
Yeah.
It all gets a bit screwy.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep these next couple of laps.
Yeah, this lap, whatever this lap is, will probably set a benchmark for the computer, and then it will base it off of that. Because 3 seconds is not really.
Oh, that's a big slide.
Have you calculated with the drop round?
Oh no, I haven't.
Thank you. Oh, what does that do? Because you lose your worst result. But I think both of them have always been on the podium.
That's a very good point. Thank you for that comment. That means I have to do a lot more napkin math.
You're about to go and sit a maths exam.
Well, I mean,
and I'm going to sit here and watch some really good racing.
I mean, we have 8 minutes to watch this, so I may as well.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, because only 3 rounds will count.
Yeah.
What was Callum's lap? He's got fastest lap.
2:05.577.
First time round.
First time out, gets it. So, the only place you can go quicker is he's 3/10 slower in the second sector. Which,
Right.
given the second sector is a lot of straight line.
Okay, so Callum's 3. Callum will not. This will not be his best result. This will be his worst result. By a mile.
Oh, so this one won't count, but the fastest lap will.
The fastest lap will, but his points won't count.
Fernando's is worst is 6th as well, so that one won't count.
Yeah, so Fernando will be a 3-2-2, which is gonna put him on. So 90 take away 1, take away 2, take away 4 is gonna put him on 86 points, I want to say. But he must have a fastest lap somewhere.
Yeah.
So actually, that's gonna be 91. Currently, as it stands, from the 3 results we have, no, from the 3 best results. But if I calculate Callum's fastest lap from this race, Callum will win by 3 points.
So he's got to hold on to that. Now he's backed it right off this lap. He's saving his tyres.
Yeah.
Fernando is 10ths up. Is almost a 10th up. No, that's not. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong number.
Who mentioned Jacob Davida? Yeah, Fernando's worst is a P6, but that because he's currently P2 now, P6 will be his drop round.
It's the same as
So this will be basically Callum's best 3 will be a second, a first, and a first, and no fastest laps from what I can tell. And Fernando's will be a third, a second, and a second with 1 fastest lap. So Callum needs his fastest lap.
Yeah.
This is just pure provisional speculation from very dodgy napkin math. But I think
Jones is hovering. Jones is hovering on his fastest lap. It's a little early on the brakes, but can he get the drive on the exit and make the time back up? Yes, he does. Ish. He's making up more time. Oh, he's not gone legal. He's just broken that. Whatever this is, it won't be legal.
yeah. Fernando's way down on his time anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
No, Fernando's burnt his tyres straight away. He's done the same as Jones as he's gone out. Unfortunately, I think what's happened is I think Jones may have backed out when he realised he wasn't going to have a good enough lap and has saved it so may still be able to do something.
Yeah. This is so insane.
Because his last time by was 2:06.645.
So let me just for sake of argument, let me do Banya's. So 334 is gonna be just for sake of argument, so that I don't. It's gonna be 7 points. It's gonna be 83. So he's gonna win this one. So that's gonna be a 133, which is gonna be 4 points, which is gonna be 86. I don't know if he's any fastest lap. How am I able to tell? I can actually go and find out who's got the fastest lap.
Yeah, because you've got access to bits that I don't.
Yeah, so Fernando got it at Donington.
Right.
Matt Townsend got it at Watkins Glen, so it doesn't matter. And Butane got it at Suzuka, doesn't matter. So yeah, this is straight up. Callum holds his fastest lap, he wins. Oh, I'm loving the spice. Yeah, George. Yeah, Callum. He's got the fastest lap again, so he just needs to hold it now. But I don't think Fernando's got anything left in his tires, unless Fernando tries to pit again. That would be something else.
I don't think there's enough time. I don't think with where he'll come out, there's enough time.
No,
and
there
also
won't be,
because
actually. You're right.
there won't be enough time to get around to do it because you need a flyer.
Yeah, he's not gonna have the
If
time
he had
to do
gone
it.
in a lap ago, he might have had half a chance. Also, if they have the tyre allocation left to do it.
They have 11 sets, so I think they should.
Unless they burn through a ton in practice.
Yeah. I will say, Callum is catching Gallimini at a rate of 1.4 seconds a lap.
Yeah.
Those
That
fresh...
gap is now 2.5 seconds.
I know, it was 12 seconds 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Them fresh tires are putting in work.
Yeah, that is literally, he just put in a poly stint.
Yeah, pretty much.
The question is now, go for glory. If Jones does get into 5th,
He wins by 4 points?
right.
No, it doesn't. It will stay the same because it doesn't matter because this is his drop round.
Yeah,
It literally doesn't matter where he finishes here. No, that's
fair
assuming
enough, as long as he gets...
that's assuming that the fastest lap carries through your drop round.
I think so?
I would like to
I
hope
don't-
so. It should do, shouldn't it? Let me.
Yeah, it should do.
An additional 5 points awarded to the fast lap of the race. Yeah. But does that matter if it's your drop round?
No, because I think it's calculated separately.
Okay, yeah. Okay, as long as it's calculated separately. If it's calculated separately, that's fine then. Yeah. Just double checking in case there was some shenanigans that could have happened.
Galmini is pushing to try and stay ahead of Jones, but I don't think that's going to happen. That thing is on fresh tyres and looks so planted in comparison to that Ferrari through the S's.
Bearing in mind, we are half a minute from the final lap as well. Banya is half a minute away from starting the last lap of the race. So a lap and a half to go.
Yeah, that gap's just disintegrated. And
Oh, a little bit of door banging, nothing serious.
nothing major. Galmini's just has no answer to that speed.
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of door banging, a little bit of racing, nothing serious.
I think that was a case of I knew it was going to happen. It was more of a when than an if.
Yeah.
I think tried to close the door, but realised it was far too late.
There you go, your race leader, Marcin Banya, is just started the last lap of the race. What a drive from the Aston Martin driver. Unfortunately, I don't believe it will be enough to win the championship. Because, yeah, I don't know, it won't be because he doesn't have any fastest laps. But still, fantastic drive. He will finish 3rd in the championship provisionally as it stands from Mr. Matkinnath here. Bear in mind, I think you're pretty alright at math, but you know when it's on the spot, it can be difficult.
You're better than I am, that's for sure.
Yeah, I've just got like a random piece of paper, and it's just a bunch of numbers. If someone else was looking at this, it would make absolutely zero sense.
Best kind. Best kind.
Let me see. So the last lap, Fernando's, yeah, he's not taking that fastest lap back.
No, he's not up in any way, shape, or form.
Callum's actually 300s up on his lap.
I mean, what a way to finish it if you can.
I mean, I don't think you will, but it'd be kind of funny if you did. As yet, your race leader is just coming through the 3rd and final sector. George, someone wake up the stewards. It's just like the Undertaker WWE when he like rises out of the coffin. That's just Ollie and Charlie just waking up. Oh, what a season this has been! What a fantastic.
80? What's 80 doing? 80 is... 80's just stopped.
That's not allowed.
I wonder if that is because possibly fuel related?
Banya has crossed the line, taking the win in this race. What a performance! I think he's run out of fuel. Elias Ferrando comes home to take 2nd.
Hang on, damn it. Is he waiting for Galmini and Banco to come around and they'll do a photo finish?
Maybe, but I don't think that's allowed to be parked like that.
They're off the racing line, but...
True. And Lehman will come home to take a podium place. Well done from the McLaren driver. Zagablo will take P4. Callum Jones, with the fastest lap of the race, mind you, is coming round the penultimate corner. And he will take P5. And from what I can tell, bear in mind, take that with a pinch of salt, what I can tell is the provisional win of the championship.
Ooh, big slide on the exit of the last corner. Bit of a celebration out of that one. And I would expect some celebratory donuts at the end of the pit straight.
Gallimini comes home to take 6th place. Let's see, we're going to get some donuts from some drivers. That'll be kind of fun. Still a few cars across the line yet. I'm expecting donuts here. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Lovely stuff from everyone. What a race. What a way to end the championship, mind you.
Indeed.
With a lot of tense nail-biting stuff. Callum, if you're listening, come for a chat. And anyone else, of course.
Yeah.
As everyone has crossed the line, but Bayoko, he is just coming round the last couple of corners now. To round out the last of the cars finished. He will take P10. And that will be the end of World Tour Season 4. Whoa, what a season. Lovely stuff for everyone. Session has ended. So great driving there. There was a few incidents at the start, but relatively clean race, which we love to see. Everyone, that was a lot of fun to watch as well. Yeah, so anyone wants to come and have a chat, especially Callum, please come and have a chat. I want to hear how sweaty you are for that one. I'm sure it was spicy.
Indeed.
And there he is. Welcome in, Mr. Provisional Championship winner.
Hello, hello.
That was some spicy stuff.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah.
Oh, what's your take on that one?
Well, good start, obviously. Managed to get around the outside of Banny at T1. Obviously, held that for the first stint with the fastest lap. Obviously, we pitted about halfway. And when I saw Elias just carrying on, I knew exactly what he was doing, what he had done strategy-wise.
Yeah.
Obviously, filled the car up to then have a lighter car at the end to go for fastest lap to take the points.
Yeah.
So as soon as he did that, I was like, I know the sacrifice I need to make. And yeah, did it and got the fastest lap back on the first lap out of the pits, and yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gets the points right.
From my provisional and seriously spaghetti napkin math, I believe you will take the championship. Yeah. As I whenever Banya pit it, I was like, Callum needs to stay out here. He has to stay out, and you didn't. And I was like, oh. Did you fuel for half and half? I'm assuming.
I did. Yes.
Yeah. That was Zeta's speculation as well. So yeah. In my head, it would have been wiser for you to stay out, but obviously that wasn't your strategy going into it, so, you know.
No, I did have a little think about it, but yeah, didn't go for it in the end.
Yeah, no, and that's fair, and it's commendable. Yeah, I saw Elias staying out, and I just seen, oh, he's going to try it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were listening in.
No, I wasn't.
So his first 2 laps on fresh tyres were 15...
I saw them pop up.
15 thousandths behind you and then 7 thousandths behind you.
Yeah, I watched it. I was like, oh no, how am I getting away with this?
He did make a mistake in one of the double left hand hairpin in sector 3. He lost like 4.5 tenths there. And then he got it right the third time, and then that's when he got the fastest lap.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely mental. I was at the edge of my seat watching this one. That was nuts.
Yeah, it's always tough to sacrifice a win because obviously I'd have won 3 out of the 4 races in the championship. The 3 that I didn't qualify on pole for as well, which is weird. But
yeah, it's quite funny because if assuming my math is fully correct, had you won the race, you would have lost by a single point.
Yes, yeah, I worked that out. I was like, yeah, I'm going to lose by a point. I'm losing anyway. I've got to try it. So luckily with the field spread and there not being that many drivers, I could get away with doing that. If there were more drivers, probably would have lost the championship there.
Yeah. So basically, assuming nothing changes, from what I can tell, you're a champion.
Hopefully so.
Obviously, that is again pure speculation by me and just calculations on math. But you weren't involved in any incidents, so I believe
Nope.
I don't think anything will change. So the confirmation will be out in a few days. Once any reports are done and all that jazz, and the results get uploaded, then the official winner will be crowned. But no, absolutely epic race and well done going for the Gloria boss route.
Yeah, had to. Well, the championships are more important than the win.
Yeah,
So.
100%. No, that was awesome to watch, man. Great race.
Thank you very much.
I will let you go for these, and I'm sure I'll be chatting to you later on anyway. So
Indeed.
have a good one.
Cheers.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Suja.
Night one.
Bye.
Oh, that was nuts.
That was. I'm actually glad I came to say hello for that one.
Yeah, I was genuinely edge of my seat for parts of that. That was really cool.
Yeah.
There you go. That was World Tour Season 4. Oh, Mr. Stevens is here. Hello, Mr. Stevens. Hello, George. You coming to say hello?
Yes, I've come to say hello.
How's it going? Oh,
Yeah,
well, our GT4 champion, shall we say? Because remember, this was a multi-class championship, by the way. And
Yeah.
because there was no GT4s here, the results from the last races will be the results. Hence, George will be GT4 champion. There you go. Lovely stuff.
yeah, yeah. I really love COTA. I'm very annoyed that I wasn't able to be there, but unfortunately, work comes first.
Yeah, 100%. No,
Yeah,
good
go
stuff, man. Congratulations on your GT4 championship. I see Fernando has jumped into the interview room, so I'm gonna grab him. But I'll get a chat with you later, sure.
Yeah, cool.
Cool. Welcome in, Fernando. How's it going?
Hello, good.
How was that? That was quite the nail biter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I saw you staying out longer than Callum, I think we all knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made a really good fight for it. Now I think you're gonna be P2 in the championship standings after everything checks out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I wonder how the drop round worked. How will that is it the your highest score or your lowest scoring round will get dropped, or is it your
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
So your worst result will get dropped. So your worst result was a P6, I believe.
yeah.
That will be dropped. So your top 3 will count, and I've done the calculations based on that. And assuming I'm right, you did get F fastest lap last round in Donington. You will finish the standings on 91 points. And Callum will finish on 94 with that fastest lap still at the end.
Okay.
So you will be P2 on the standings from what I can tell. So it's amazing drive by you. I thought you'd won it there at the end. Until I saw Callum pit, I thought you'd won it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, it was after I pitted, I had insane pulse. I was so stressed in the first
Yeah,
laps.
I could tell the first couple were a little bit shaky laps, and I
Yeah.
could tell you were just. Once the third one came in, I was like, yeah, the first 2 were just building up to the big lap.
Yeah.
I think you would have had Callum in the second lap had you not made that mistake at the double left-hander.
Yeah.
And then once you got it right the next time round, you just gained so much time.
Yeah.
That was a great race and absolutely well driven. I think you finished P2, didn't? Yeah, you finished P2. Yeah, because I've got it written down here.
Yeah.
Great race, and so you get 3 podiums and a fastest lap, which is just incredible. Well done, and you will, from what I can tell, P2. I think Marcin Banya, who won the race, will be P3 in the championship standings overall. So the 3 of you have been absolutely incredible throughout this. Hats off to you.
Thank you.
But yeah, um, I think we're doing a season 5 of the World Tour. I think it's just the Nordschleifer. Are you taking part in that?
Yeah, maybe if the dates works.
Yeah, fair. That'll be good to see you on track again because you're a great driver to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Just
I
gonna
will.
double check what that was.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is, but I'll let you go. Congratulations on the second place in the championship and commiserations on just missing out. It was a great battle between two great drivers.
Yeah.
But I will let you get on with your night, and thank you for coming.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Whew.
Indeed.
That's
So,
the end of season 4. What a brilliant championship.
season 5 is Nords for a single round on the 13th of December.
The 13th of December. That's Friday 2 weeks from tonight, I believe.
13th.
It is.
Yeah, 2 weeks tonight.
2 weeks time, we will be running the season 5 single round at the Nordschleifer. I will not be here. I am in Dublin.
Nice.
For a concert that day, unfortunately. But
We'll probably be covering it, or somebody will be. I'm probably not going to bother racing. It's a track I haven't actually really bothered to learn or
see,
particularly like, so
I
shock horror.
really wanted to do the Nords, but oh well. I am doing a 9 hours of the Nords endurance race the day on the 14th of December, which will be
Fair
fun.
enough.
Me and a few other guys from the esports team are doing it, which will be good fun.
Indeed, the other events coming up. 2nd of December starts our Christmas rush, so that is Monday. That is 3 rounds starting with Bathurst. It is a hell of a list. It's Bathurst, Brands, and Laguna for 3 rounds.
What a lineup!
Oh yeah. So you'll either hear from us or see us out on track for that one.
Yeah, and we will also have the Toga Motorsport Christmas Rush as well. No, that is Christmas Rush. Sorry, that's
the Christmas rush. We have Merry Togmas.
Yes.
Which is the 21st of December.
Yes.
Saturday, and that is at.
I don't actually know where that's at.
Watkins.
Oh yes, because I'm signed
So
up.
some
I'm signed up in
absolutely
the
banging tracks to finish the year out.
because I'm signed up in the Mustang for that, so that's going to be fun.
Oh snap!
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. So yeah, tune in for that. As didn't the rookie season end this week as well?
That is the rookie season is done. That was done on Wednesday.
Yeah, and rookie season 12 will be coming soon.
Indeed, I'm assuming that's going to be in the new year.
I
Speaking
believe
of
it's
which,
in the new year.
Speaking of which, we have our charity 2025 12 Hours of Brands Hatch.
Yes.
That is not just ourselves here at Toga. We are raising money for Mind. Also, Odyssey Racing is joining us for it, as well as Simhaven. They are raising money for charities themselves with Stack Up, and I can't actually read the logo on that one because
I'm trying to read the logo. I'm blind. It's for Doctors Without Borders.
That's the one. I knew it was something really, really worthwhile.
Yeah, 3 fantastic charities. And we're hosting a 50 car grid at Brands Hatch for 12 hours. And I believe we are doing a paid penalty system. So
yeah, so there will be 24th of the day before there will be a qualification session, so that will set the theoretical grid, and then the day after, overnight, you are able to give penalties and I believe possibly even move your starting position around by donating money to the charities and go from there. So you can give other teams penalties, you can give and what have you. So yeah, that will be an absolute riot. Available penalties, limited to 1 penalty every 30 minutes per team. They start at 5 seconds for £3, and go all the way through to a DT for 30, which will cost you £20 donation. So that there is also Stop Go 10 for £30, Stop Go 20 for 35, and Stop Go 30 for 40. So you can cause absolute carnage. That will also go, I believe that is also what is available for viewers as well. So you can all get in on joining that one.
Yeah, 100%. It's all for charity. It's all for good fun. if any communities out there want to join or any teams want to join, please come and join. It'll be a fantastic race for everyone, and it's raising money for great causes. You'd be silly not to, essentially. So yeah, check out the Discord. There'll be links in the Discord, and check out our SimGrid page. The event's already up there. Get signed up, join in, and have some fun. It'll be a great day. So yeah, that will be all from us. Yeah, that's everything from us. What a great season of the World Tour. Rookies finished as well, so wrapping up for Christmas near enough. Quite, pun fully intended. That will be it, us for the night. Any last words from yourself, Zeta?
No, I'm glad I came to say hello for that one. And we shall see you all either on track or in the comms box.
Yeah, absolutely. Catch us later, everyone, and good night.